Candlepin Stars and Strikes is brought to you by the Thompson family of dealerships in Nashua, New Hampshire, and by Tri-State Megabucks and the New Hampshire Lottery, helping New Hampshire schools one ticket at a time. WNDS Sports presents Candlepin Stars and Strikes, featuring the best candlepin bowlers from all over New England. And now, in our 18th season, here's your host for Candlepin Stars and Strikes, Lutsk and Mike Morin.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. From Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire, Dick Lutsk with Mike Morin. It is week 3 of our mixed doubles competition, and thus far through the first couple of weeks, the team of Matt Dennehy and Joanne Ruzzano have been successful.
And the secret to their success has been their first and third games, where they've averaged 135 and 140 respectively. The middle game averaging only 100. They picked that up. It's going to be tough to beat them.
Let's meet our competitors here this afternoon, winners of a couple of matches in a row. The fourth-seeded team of Matt Dennehy of Randolph, Massachusetts, and Joanne Ruzzano of Weymouth.
Matt coming in with an average of 109, Dick. High single 191. High triple 464. He bowls at 20th Century at Hyde Park and Hanover Bowlodrome. And for Joanne, averaging 118. High single 181. Triple 455. She bowls at 4 bowling centers in Hanover, East Bridgewater, Kingston, and Exeter, New Hampshire.
And the first week, they defeated the team of Dave Richards and Glennis McKinley. And last week, they ousted Bill Treefel and Iris Libertini. And this week, they take on the second-seeded team of Shawn McKinley of Hudson, New Hampshire, and Janet Poch of Lynn, Massachusetts.
Shawn coming in with an average of 125, high single 197. His high triple is 490, and he bowls right here at Leda Lanes. And Janet Poch, who was on the winning team with Jack Daly last year in the mixed doubles, averaging 118. High single of 181, high triple of 450. She bowls at Lucky Strike in Lynn and Exeter as well.
Let's get right to it. It's the semifinals of mixed doubles. We're coming right back with this afternoon's match on Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV right after this. The ladders, as we begin the mixed doubles competition, you see the 5 teams. Dave Richards and Glennis McKinley lost the first week to Denney and Ruzzano. Then it was Treefel and Libertini following, and now it's Shawn McKinley and Janet Poch. And we start this afternoon with Matt Dennehy, the first to bowl here at Leda Lanes in Nashua. There you see the lefty, and he's ready to get us underway. And that's not a good way to start.
But you look at it this way, it can only get better. He's certainly exceeded his 109 average the last couple of weeks in combination with Joanne Ruzzano. They're averaging in the upper 120s.
How's that for a spare? That's a tough spare leave. 9 pins, picking just the 10 pin with your first ball. What is essentially a strike, but only goes into the book as a spare. And you saw it again. Nice shot. Now he fills the spare on lane 33. Puts 6 in the mark. In case you missed the first couple of weeks of the competition, Matt Dennehy is 31 years old, a letter carrier in Newton Highlands. Works part-time at 20th Century Lanes, otherwise known as the Ice Cream Alleys, with Ron's Gourmet Ice Cream voted best of Boston, we're told. There's a 10 box.
Now, with all these plugs, so when the weather warms up, we'll expect a few samples.
And he came along with friends during the qualifying roll-offs. He really hadn't planned on trying to get into our mixed doubles competition, and son of a gun, there he is in the semifinals.
I can't imagine being along with everybody and not planning on joining the fun, but that was actually the case.
Shawn McKinley.
A tough start for him.
Half Worcester. Shawn is 32 years old. And, of course, he's married to Glennis Hickey McKinley, who appeared a couple of weeks ago in the opening round of the mixed doubles competition. And she and her partner, Dave Richards, lost to Matt Dennehy and Joanne Ruzzano.
There's a better shot, leaving the 2-4-5 a little thin in the 1-3 pocket, but very makeable. And he's got a piece of frozen wood against the 5-pin, which will help keep the pins contained. But you got to hit the object pin.
Shawn's been on WNDS TV 8 times previously. This is number 9. He's been a pro bowler for 12 years. And he'll take a 10 box. Now Joanne Ruzzano, the winningest pro bowler in WCBC history with 19 titles to her name, from Weymouth, Massachusetts. Very deliberate in her approach. Missed the head pin.
Everybody's having difficulty on their first shot.
Joanne, a secretary at Metro Auto Industrial, also a licensed hairstylist. Pro Bowler of the Year 4 years running, from 1997 through 2000. Will not pick up the spare. Once had 10 consecutive wins on the Channel 5 show. And a 9-box. Our former New Hampshire State All-Events champion is Shawn McKinley. Janet Poch, I'm looking for all the titles among all of these people right now. There's just so many. They've all won championships or competed for championships. And they've all been bowling at the highest levels for many, many years.
A much smoother release on that shot after she kind of double dribbled it at the line on lane 34. This one is the 5, 6, and the 10. A piece of wood right between the 5 and the 6. I guess you hit this one on the stripe.
Looks like it should take it, doesn't it?
From here it does.
Yep. 10 pin's the wild card right here. If the pins go blowing by the 10 pin, there's a possibility, I think, but that's going to take the shot. Whoop, there they go.
Well, you called it. She went a little bit further left maybe than she wanted to on that.
When it looks easy, it never is.
No. And for bowlers of our abilities, it's never easy, no matter what.
That'll be a 9-box for Joanne. 44 through 4 for her team. And now Janet Poch, the only woman to ever qualify high enough on Channel 5 show to bowl in the season-ending True Value Live tournament when she bowled against Bruno DeFeo and lost by just 2 pins. That was back in 1994. And we all remember a shot that she pulled off last year in the mixed doubles that was just unconscious.
Well, I think we even said this shot is not makeable. And she, of course, proved us wrong.
It was something like that, wasn't it?
It was. She and her partner, Jack Daly, won this whole thing last year, as a matter of fact. 430 was their score. They beat Tom Morgan and Karen McCormick by about 79 pins.
10-box for Janet. Janet bowls out a Lucky Strike and Lynn in the Exeter Mixed League, and she's been bowling for over 30 years. A junior accountant at TNT Vacations, where she works with retired pro bowler Marianne Kelly. She enjoys golf and scrapbooking and creates themed scrapbooks by pasting and arranging photographs in a thoughtful manner. Something that she didn't think she'd really fall into, but it really has become important to her.
It's a pastime I'd never heard of prior to Janet telling us about it.
And another 10-box. Only one mark thus far in the match. It came in the very first frame, rolled by this young man, Matt Dennehy. Here you see his average. That's somewhat misleading, obviously.
Are you calling him a sandbagger? Are you calling him a sandbagger?
No, I'm just saying he probably hasn't bowled enough to get his average up high enough or something, because it's...
yeah, he's better than 109.
It looks that way to me.
I don't know how difficult the lanes are at 20th Century or Hanover Bowlodrome. Sometimes that'll make a difference of 3 or 4 pins.
Unless he eats too much ice cream and it weighs him down all the time.
Yeah, he doesn't look too heavy.
No, he sure doesn't.
Of course, he's wearing that baggy blue shirt. You know, blue's the thin color, Dick.
Missed the shot. Takes a 9-box. 53 half. Both teams struggling here in the early going. I know we mentioned a couple of weeks ago that Matt, one of his hobbies is playing baseball, and he plays in the Boston Park League, and has for many years, which is a pretty fast league. Pretty good players play in that league, yeah.
That
A lot of college players, former pro
so
players.
it's fast pitch as hard as you
No,
can
no,
throw
it's
it?
baseball. But I'm saying fast as far as the competition.
Right.
It's
But
regular baseball.
what about the pitching, though? It's whatever you can
good
bring,
pitching.
huh?
Yeah, they get some good pitchers in that league.
I would have to say, for a first-time bowler on our show, he is the loosest of anybody that we've ever had.
He's having fun.
Yeah.
Talking to the crowd, talking to himself.
Talking to anybody who'll listen to him.
Shawn McKinley in the pocket. The 4-pin still standing.
Side triple of 490, shot that last year. So that's a fairly recent accomplishment for him. Just 10 pin shy of the almost unattainable 500 triple.
First mark of the string for the team of Shawn McKinley and Janet Poch. Watch it one more time, and this is the first shot, the first ball that left the 4-pin standing. On the spare. A little bit too full, and 6 goes in the spare. Tough shot for the spare.
So 2, 4, 6, and 7. No wood.
Will it go? Will it go? It will not. That wood surrounds the 6-pin.
It did almost a 360 and never made it go down.
A 2-pin lead in the match for Shawn McKinley and Janet Poch.
As you know, on the doubles format, in the first match, the men start, which means they'll bowl 6 of the 10 frames. In the second game, the women will start. They'll bowl 6 of the 10 frames. And then based on how they're doing, each team decides who will bowl first and, indeed, the last of the game. They make that decision amongst themselves. It can go either way.
Now, interestingly, in the first 2 weeks, each team has decided that the man would bowl first in the 3rd string.
Correct. Last year, Janet, as I recall, was selected to bowl first, and, you know, Jack Daly gives her all the credit in the world because she was on fire and won it for them.
Will it go?
Just the 10 pin. For 19-time title holder Joanne Ruzzano out of Weymouth, Mass. And a 10. Janet bowls at Hanover Bowlodrome, also Viking Rec in East Bridgewater, the Alley Cat lanes in Kingston, and Exeter lanes, as many of the pros do in the mixed double competition there.
Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV, presented by Tri-State Megabucks, and also the Thompson family of dealerships, Nashua Mitsubishi, Nashua Daewoo, McMulkin Chevrolet, and Nashua Hyundai. And we're happy to be here at Leda Lanes on Amherst Street in Nashua. Ray Simino and Sean Howard and the staff do a wonderful job accommodating the fans that come to each of our tapings. As you see in the background, there are a lot of them. There's a great shot by Joanne for the spare.
She was really upset with herself. You could see it on the first shot that went to the right, taking out only the 6, 9, and 10, but she certainly redeemed herself with that shot, Dick.
Fine spare for Joanne. Second spare of the string for her team, and now Janet Poch on lane 34. Missed the head pin. Got the 1, the 3, and the 7 still standing.
Janet wanted me to acknowledge her teammates. They went up to Canada, of course, back in November for the big invitational tournament. And Leda Lanes was her sponsor, Ray Simino and the crew. It was Janet Poch, Nancy Vestal, who's here today, Sue Halloran, who works the counter here at Leda Lanes, Cindy Cawley, Krista Broussard, who is Tony Marie's Lope's daughter, 21 years old, and Cheryl Gooding. So that was the 6 members of that team sponsored by Leda Lanes. And they came in second place, by the way, for women's team events.
The 4 and 7 still stand for Janet Poch.
Janet was second in qualifying for women, so she was paired up with the second men's bowler, Shawn McKinley. Next week, Bob Betancourt and Deb Regan, both top bowlers in their respective gender divisions, will take on the winner of this match today.
And that will be a 10 box for Janet. Now Matt Dennehy will fill the spare that Joanne Ruzzano left for him. Bounced it down a little bit. Put 6 in the mark.
It's 3, 5, 9, and 10 with some wood diagonally between the 5 and the 10.
Looks like the wood will help.
Yep, should be helpful.
And it took some of them and fixed all of them.
You were ready to write that one off, as we all were.
Yeah, watch it. Watch it bounce off the right wall here.
5 and the 8 are last to go. Very nice.
That piece of wood bounced off the wall and came back and did the job. 3 marks in a row. They're looking for bonus money here. $50 on the line for 3 marks in a row. He put it right on the head pin. And look what he has to show for it, the 5, 7, 10.
Now there's a shot that's just short of impossible.
With no wood, he'll take the 5.
And this will be their lowest first game in their 3 weeks here. Last 2 weeks, 133 and 138.
112, 113 for Matt Dennehy and Joanne Ruzzano. Shawn McKinley will finish up the first string for his team. Shawn is employed with Capital Mechanical in Malden, likes to ski, golf, and snowmobile when he's not bowling. Right in the pocket, leaves a tough shot, leaves the 5, 4, 5, and 7, although the wood makes this makeable.
You'd like it to be a little bit closer, I think. It's up against the lip of the lane there on the
right on the red
plate.
stripe. Got to hit the red stripe. There it is, and he doesn't take it. The 7-pin still stands. He put it right where I wanted him to, and still didn't make the shot. And that's a 10 box. 92 through 9.
Well, a mark here and a good fill puts him within 3 or 4 pins of Joanne and Matt.
They've only had 1 mark in the string.
So they're fortunate to be in it as close as they are.
Shawn right on the head pin again, wipes out the split. Will it go? Watch out. There it goes. Strike in the 10th box. Watch this piece of wood come rolling across the alley from left to right. It's going to kick back, and there it goes. It will take out the 10-pin.
I believe that was a 6-pin, Dick. I was trying to track it. Another one, maybe, huh?
In the strike. He will not put a second strike.
For 3 strikes, we'll pay our bowlers today $850 for a triple strike. It goes up $25 every week that it is not touched.
9 in the strike. And a 111. First string, a 2-pin lead for Joanne Ruzzano. And Matt Dennehy over Janet Poch and Shawn McKinley headed to the middle string of our 3-string match. We continue in a minute with Candlepin Stars and Strikes from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire on WNDS TV. Janet Poch will be first to bowl in the 2nd string as we continue from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Dick Lutsk with Mike Morin and our entire WNDS TV crew here to bring you all of the action. And you noticed on the break there's a new website and a new email site ready for you. It's bowling@WNDS.com. We'd love to hear from you. That makes it easier for you to get in touch with us. You can also just drop us a line if you wish in the mail at Candlepin Stars and Strikes, WNDS TV 50 Television Place, Derry, New Hampshire, 03038. Janet just tried to get the crowd into it and get everybody else into it, and still left with the 7-10 with some wood.
Talking about the email, I've become terribly dependent on email. I can't remember the last time I actually hand wrote a letter.
Look at this shot by Janet. It came over too far in front.
Hard to believe that it didn't at least touch that one piece of wood that was actually frozen to the 7-pin. It was a big target to hit, and she couldn't quite pull it off.
And she will take a 10 box. Working today's game for WNDS TV, our director is Kevin LaFawn. On audio is Dan Feely. The replay operator is Don Cronin. Janet with a strike. Watch it one more time. Janet Poch warming up to the action. Breaks up the split and gets the strike. Monica Colby's on computer graphics. Paul Hunter is our engineer working the videotape machine. Cheryl Sylvia, Kevin Sheehan, and Steve Kenny are on the cameras, and they're doing a great job bringing you all of the excitement of watching the best Candlepin bowlers in the world as Joanne Ruzzano matches Janet Poch's strike with one of her own. Watch it one more time as Joanne's on course for a 300 game. All she needs is 11 more in a row.
Piece of cake. Never been done.
Right on the headpin and right through. That's why it's never been done at Candlepin bowling.
Imagine if it was done in doubles. Nobody would get credit for it. It'd be like sharing a no-hitter with somebody in baseball.
Broke up the spread eagle. She's got the 2-4-7 on the left, the 3 and the 6 on the right. Right through the hole. Put 5 in the strike. We mentioned getting your emails and letters. We'd like to acknowledge some of the correspondence we did get. And that's going to be a 6-box for Joanne.
So their 2-pin lead is pretty much bye-bye as Janet and Shawn have a 10 and a strike starting game number 2. There's a split with no help, no wood at all. 2-4 and the 6. Your basic cut shot.
Nice note from Jennifer Kerms of Reading, Massachusetts. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Jennifer. And I hope if you do come up to see us, you'll stop by to say hello.
It's 10 for Shawn McKinley of Hudson, Massachusetts. Married to Glennis McKinley, who bowled it 2 weeks ago, but was not successful with her partner. Well, the 10-pin did not get pushed off, and as a result, he's got a bigger gap between the 3 and the 10 than you normally would have.
Don't want to alienate our Granite State friends. He's from Hudson, New Hampshire, as opposed to Hudson, Massachusetts, which is familiar territory to both you and I.
That's right.
Dennehy tries to follow up on Shawn McKinley's spare. Matt from Randolph, Massachusetts. Makes the spare. Nice shot from Matt. A little later on in the match, we're going to tell you about a picture. We're going to show you a picture.
Oh, jeez. I can't believe that our crew has gotten a hold of it.
Matt did a dance, moved over to lane 32 to try and give it the body English to get the 5-pin down, but couldn't do it. Puts 9 in the spare. The 5-pin for 2 marks in a row. There it is. So we go to the break. Both teams working on marks. We continue from Leda Lanes in Nashua. It's Candlepin Stars and Strikes, the mixed doubles on WNDS TV.
For those who may not believe that Dick and I are actually good friends, here is living proof that as a man, I'm not ashamed to kiss another man.
Yeah, we're friends, but not that good. I mean,
well, no, there's no marriage in our future, but that comes from CandlepinCorner.com, voted as Picture of the Year from their website. So check it out, plus some other less salacious pictures on the web.
And great information on Candlepin Bowling on the website as well. Janet Poch will get us back on track as she fills a spare, and that's how she does it. Puts 9 in the mark. Chance for a second mark for Janet. She's got it right there. 2 marks in a row for the team of Janet Poch and Shawn McKinley. This is a $50 box coming up right here.
The picture was actually taken as we were doing a little clowning around last year during one of our final tapings. I think it was a Tournament of Champions, and somehow it was snapped. Didn't realize there were any cameras in the crowd.
And put on the World Wide Web for everybody to see.
I'm pretty secure in my manhood.
And this will be a 7-box for Janet.
It's been a very even match, only a 2-pin margin for the first game in favor of Joanne and Matt. And it's now in favor of Janet and Shawn, but Joanne is working on a spare. Actually, they're
And
working
2 marks in a row.
That's
They've got
right.
a chance for some bonus money right here.
$50 for a mark in frame number 5.
Right in the pocket. There goes the split. She got the 5-pin to topple. Puts 9 in the mark. That pin rolls over, and every time it moves a little bit closer, it's to her advantage. Look at her directing it. Look at her. It's pushing it over there. She's pushing it.
Yeah, but now
it's going to roll away.
It's in no man's land now.
No, it's in a good spot for her, I think.
Do you use it?
Yeah, I play the wood. Well, I'm a lefty. I come at it from that side anyway.
There you go. That's true. I think she plays the wood instead of going in the danger of capping it. Then
it gives you a little bit more margin for error. So
sure does. Bigger target.
Well, she didn't play it quite the way I thought, but it counts. That's 3 marks in a row and $50 in bonus money. Now looking for more bonus money. $25 for every additional mark. That's off the head pin. And that'll be a 3 in the fill.
Even Matt, you couldn't see him, was throwing some body English in the area right behind the lanes there, trying to coax a few more pins down. Didn't work.
That's not going to get the head pin. Bowling is kind of a funny sport when you listen to the people in the crowd, and when you watch the bowlers try to encourage the pins to fall over, just cheering on the inanimate objects.
Yeah, why do we do that?
Get over it. Get over it. And this is going to be a tough 6-box for Joanne. Up against the 7 for Janet. So Shawn and Janet with a 1-pin lead in the string. It's a 1-pin lead in the match for Joanne and Matt as we have passed the halfway point. Shawn McKinley with the strike.
And that's their second strike of the match. Janet Poch had the first one in the second frame. Shawn McKinley contributes with 1 in the 7th. 4-pin last to go. Looking for a double strike right here.
Shawn, a former New Hampshire State All-Events champion. Looking for 2 in a row. Missed the head pin, but tries to get him backdoor. There they go. They're all coming. The 10-pin is still standing, though.
Luckiest man alive with that shot.
And look what's left for him. Michael, you could even make this shot.
Think so?
Well, 7 out of 10 times.
All right. Just start messing with me. March will be here before you know it.
Can't wait. Can't wait. But how many times a week are you practicing lately?
Just go out and buy a set of your own bowling balls, will you? Do yourself a favor.
Matt trying to respond. Threw a very good first ball and didn't get a break. He's got a tough shot there. He's got the 4, the 8, and the 10 with a piece of wood, which could shoot over and take out the 10-pin. Bounced it down and didn't get the shot. And that'll be a 9-box. Poch and McKinley with the lead in the match now.
But only by about a mark.
And the 5-pin's going to foil him again, but Wood's going to surround it. Here's a couple of pieces of wood. This is a very, very relatively easy shot. And look at this.
Well, as you said,
they're
earlier,
so deceiving when there's double wood.
You think it's a gimme, and it isn't.
And that'll be a 10 box. That was not as easy as it looked. It was the double wood that fooled me as much as it fooled Matt.
Runner-up team today will split $300, and of course any bonus money that each team has accumulated. Team with the highest string of the day also gets an extra $50, compliments of Lita Lanes.
Spread eagle for Janet Poch. Second time that's happened on a mark with 4 in the fill. A 14-pin lead in the match for Janet and Shawn. That one got away from her. And a 6 box for Janet Poch, 109 through 9. Check at 119 through 9. Janet threw that one right in the pocket, and look what she has to show for it. Well, favorable wood, but nonetheless, how do they stay up in the back row like that? Get the 5, 8, 9, 10.
Talking to teammate Shawn McKinley, getting his take on things. This is not an easy shot.
No, again, the 10-pin is the wild card here in the right corner. Nope, not going. So open in the 10th.
Ruzzano and Dennehy now have a chance to make some real estate back here.
127 second string for Janet Poch and Shawn McKinley. And Joanne Ruzzano will finish up the second string for her team. And a mark, if Joanne can get a mark, will be within a mark going to the third string, which would make things interesting. Right on the head pin, too full. Tries to break up the split. The pins still go. Look at this. Look at this. Well, from an almost impossible leave to a 1-pin leave.
Nearly a strike, no less.
Don't know if we'll have enough time to show all of it.
We will.
The pins continue to roll and roll and roll, and there they go, and there they go, and down they go. Now for the spare. She missed it after all of that.
That's what hurts. You get a great break, you can't capitalize on it.
In the 9 box.
Wasn't meant to be, huh?
Now to the 10th frame. Joanne needs a mark to cut the lead to under 10. Going to miss the head pin. And again, here they come again. Will it fall? Oh, it almost fell into the 2, which would have taken out the head pin as well.
And that should have been an 8 fill on a simple 1-pin spare. So, you know, she's not happy with herself.
Another makeable spare here. The 1 and the 2. The wood should not be a factor. Joanne very deliberate in her approach to the line. Not going to make it. Missed the shot. 114. And a 9 box, a 115, and a 10-pin lead for Janet Poch and Shawn McKinley over Joanne Ruzzano and Matt Dennehy headed to the third string. We come back for the finale on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. It's the mixed doubles from Lita Lanes in Nashua on WNDS TV. Matt Dennehy will be the first to bowl in the third string. A tight match, 10 pins separate these two teams. Mixed doubles competition from Lita Lanes in Nashua. Matt's right on the head pin, but look what he has to show for his efforts. A mess. On the right side, the 3 and the 6 on the left side, the 4, 7, 8. Wood in the middle. Not sure how far out that piece of wood is. If it goes, it might. No, it won't. It wasn't out far enough. That piece of wood's going to roll into the 8-pin, but not hard enough if it touches it at all.
Yeah, never made it all the way. In fact, it's rolling back toward him. And will stop at the end of the plate.
$10 for Matt Dennehy to start out.
Waiting in the wings, our top seed in the annual mixed doubles tournament competition is Bob Betancourt, his partner, Deb Regan. The #1 man in the qualifying and the #1 woman in qualifying. That's how we match them up in corresponding positions. Deb Regan bowled well enough that had she been a man, she would have been in the #3 position. She nearly made our show in the singles here a couple of months ago, so wouldn't be surprised to see her one of these coming months.
Well, Matt gave it a run, couldn't convert it.
As you know, it's all scratch bowling. There's no handicap. These are all professional bowlers.
$9 for Matt. 19 for 2, and Shawn McKinley will be the first bowler in the 3rd string for his team. Once again, the teams have voted to have their men be the lead bowlers in the 3rd string. The choice is theirs.
Well, it was the diamond, and now it's the triangle. 3, 6, and the 9 with some wood in between. This is great wood. This is exactly where you want it when you've got these 3 pins.
That's a nice spare for Shawn. Got a nice note from Dolly Brown from Amesbury, I believe. She says, just a little note. Notice she puts a little note there to say a little
musical note.
Little musical note. There's a group of us that bowl at Leo's Super Bowl in Amesbury. Sometimes 6, sometimes 12. No teams, just bowling for fun. And at the other end of the establishment there's a senior league bowling, and there's one lady who looks at the pins with field glasses and then rolls the ball. Isn't that great?
Field glasses. Are the lanes that long that you need field glasses?
And they enjoy watching the bowling show every week. Sincerely, Dolly Brown. Dolly, we enjoy hearing from you. Thank you very much. And great to know that you're out and enjoying Candlepin bowling.
It is a great game for seniors. Recent picture and story in the Manchester Union Leader about a 95-year-old woman in Wisconsin who bowls with her friends every week. Says when you get to be my age, there's not as many fun things to do, but bowling is one thing that she always looks forward to, the camaraderie and the physical activity.
Joanne right on the head pin, trying to break up the split, but can't do it. Got a tough shot here. Got the 3, the 4, and the 6. Got to slide that 3 pin over to the 4 pin and let the ball take the 6. The wood is in the back, maybe frozen to the 6, which could help the shot a little bit. Nope, no help at all.
Both she and Matt struggling this week. Games of 113 and 115, whereas in the last couple of weeks they've averaged about 125, 126, somewhere in there.
That'll be an 8 for Joanne Ruzzano.
Two weeks from today, we're back to singles once again. But we've got the championship week of the doubles series next Sunday.
Now she missed the head pin, and she's got a spare opportunity. It's happened several times over the course of the last few boxes. She hasn't been able to convert. One of these times she will. She's too good to miss so many opportunities.
Very much out of character for her to have missed as many makeable spares today as she has. 19 tour titles, winningest bowler, men and women included, WCBC.
Just too thin on the head pin. Unable to make the spare. You see the frustration in her face.
Boy, you know, she and Matt are so fortunate to be still in this match because they've both missed a lot of makeable spares today.
10 box. 37 through 4. Now Janet Poch. High single 181, high triple 450 for Janet. The 10-pin moved a couple of inches, but still stands right on the edge of the lane. The 3 and the 10 with Wood. Oh, neither one of them go. How do you figure that?
That's amazing. I'd almost like to see a replay of that and wonder where the pins went. Oh my.
9 box for Janet. Watch it. Watch the shot. Watch the wood. That wood is angled to the 10 and just bounced off the wall.
They both went
all the way
in between.
around it. Yeah. Unbelievable. The 1, 2, 9 and 10. No wood.
Only one mark between both teams through 8 frames so far this game.
No, and that's how it'll be. Open for Janet. Just one mark in the 3rd string as we go to the break. It will be a 9 box for Janet. And we head to the break. We're halfway home through the 3rd string. An 18-pin lead for Janet Poch and Shawn McKinley as we continue from Leda Lanes in Nashua on WNDS TV's Candlepin Stars and Stripes. Matt Dennehy ready to go. Lane 34, Leda Lanes. In the head pin. Will they go? Will it go? The 2-pin still stands. Wood surrounds it.
Frozen wood, little guide right up to the pin. Very makeable shot. They need to make the makeable and unmakeable shots here because they're falling further behind.
Right on the pin, right there from Matt Dennehy. First mark of the 3rd string for the team of Matt Dennehy and Joanne Ruzzano.
At Dennehy, 31 years old, single. Lives in Randolph, just to south of Boston.
Will it go? Look at them go. They all go. It took a while, but they finally went.
And a high five from his partner, Joanne.
Watch it again.
Ruzzano.
Watch how long it takes for these pins to go down. There go the 1 and the 2. Look at the 7. It kicks. It wobbles. And finally it falls. Here's Shawn McKinley responding with a pocket shot.
That one more deserving of being a strike than Dennehy's last shot, but that's not how it works in Candlepin bowling.
Shawn looks for the spare. He threw it past it.
Well, Joanne and Matt could be wiping out their 18-pin deficit here in just a matter of 2 frames.
And that's 10 box for Shawn. Shawn McKinley missed the head pin.
Ball fading slightly from left to right, missing the head pin. The 1, 2, 9, and 10 with some wood, right about where the 5-pin would be.
The wood's in a good spot for him. Well, it was in a good spot, but it didn't quite take the 10-pin. So he'll be open again in the 6th frame. And a chance for Matt Dennehy and Joanne Ruzzano to take the lead in this match. That will be a 9 box.
And
7 in the strike, and we're tied. Anything above a 7 gives the lead to Joanne and Matt. And Joanne will fill the strike.
It's turning out to be a great match. Been close, never more than about 20 pins apart, but now it's less than a mark. 4 frames to go.
Joanne Ruzzano on lane 34. Spread eagle +1. Still another ball to fill the strike. Look at this shot. Look at this shot by Joanne Ruzzano.
Short of making that, that's about the best you can hope for, is to leave that front pin, the 2-pin.
Gives her team the lead for the moment.
Boy, the crowd loved that.
And a 10 box for Joanne. So box to box, a 2-pin lead for the team of Joanne Ruzzano and Matt Dennehy over Janet Poch and Shawn McKinley, heading down the home stretch.
And it will come down to the 2 men in the pairings, Shawn McKinley and Matt Dennehy.
Joanne.
And we have some wood that will now come beyond the fair play area on the deck.
Will it roll into the gutter or will it not? Well,
I don't think so. It's
coming all the way back.
Paul Willett, our official scorer, his other duty is to shag the pins. That's
coming all the way back to Joanne.
It may. It's probably about halfway now, but it's slowing down. So there you see Paul getting a fine round of applause. It's funny, they still call him Ralph. Ralph Stewart, of course, the Channel 5 lob line judge and pin shagger for many, many years. His name is Paul Willett, folks. Paul.
Joanne with a single pin for the spare. Not going to get it. Threw it past it. Big miss for Joanne right there. And that'll be a 10 box.
And gesturing, why couldn't I have done that on the first try? Janet.
Now Janet, needs a mark to take control of the match back to her side.
She was the hero last year when she paired up with Jack Daly. She and Jack combined for a 340 triple, a tremendous mixed doubles triple.
Janet with a half Worcester.
Nobody
on the
wants
left side.
This. You take it. No, you take it.
Trying to get as many pins out of this as she can. She'll take the 2 on the left and take a 9 box, which is a good out considering.
Well, a mark here could put them back in the lead depending on the subsequent fill in the 9th frame.
Right on the head pin and straight through.
2, 3, 4, 6, 9, and 10. She'll probably go for the 2 on the left.
That's what she's doing, trying to slide it over. Trying to copy what Joanne did just a little while ago.
For the average bowler, logic would seem to dictate you would shoot for the biggest cluster, but you get more action going to the other side.
10 box for Janet.
Look at this, a 3-pin match going into the final 2 frames.
With 2 boxes to go, 3 pins separating these 2 teams. The crowd buzzing. Matt Dennehy on lane 34, the lefty from Randolph. Good shot on the head pin. The 4 and the 7 still standing. The wood should not be a factor.
This is the shot you cannot miss. In the 10th, 9th, and 10th frames.
Tough shot for the lefty going into the left corner. He bounced it down and missed the spare.
Kind of surprised that he doesn't shoot it from right to left. Shoots it right along the rail there, which doesn't give you quite the advantage of attacking it from a different angle. Easier to chop the way he did it.
He's going to take a 9 box, and that's costly.
Well, the team of Ruzzano and Dennehy blink first here on the almost sudden death 9th and 10th frames.
A mark here would make Janet and Shawn perhaps get 2. Right in the pocket again. The 5 is still standing. Will it go? It's still standing. It's a makeable shot the way the wood is set up there. You can take them both with the ball.
So he'll play the deadwood, I would presume, to the right of the stripe.
Absolutely. You got to hit. I know he's got to play the tail of the right hand, the tail of the wood, the right hand side of the wood, and take the pin with the ball. I would think.
And he's got good angle on it.
No, missed it. Open again. So the door is open now for Shawn McKinley and Janet Poch. 1 mark can win the match.
But they will need a mark. 20 pins won't be good enough.
10 box, 115. A 22-pin lead for Matt Dennehy. And Joanne Ruzzano, Shawn McKinley needs a mark to win the match. 23 pins is what he needs in the last 2 boxes. Now he missed a head pin, but he got a great break. And he's got a very makeable shot now the way it's set up. The 1, the 8, and the 9 with a piece of wood angled in front of the 9.
Still not an easy shot. You miss this more than you make it.
He missed it. Open in the 9th, setting up a 10th frame winner take all.
That's it. It's a must-have a mark 10th frame. Don't think he doesn't know that.
A mark and 3 to win it. Mark and 2 ties it. Mark and 3 wins it. And here we go.
For the right to face Bob Betancourt and Deb Regan, top seeds in their respective divisions, top of our ladder. The championship money, $1,000 next week.
Shawn missed the head pin. 4 horsemen right side. Tough shot.
Here it is. He makes it. He moves on. Misses it. They're done.
Look at that shot by Shawn McKinley.
Oh, man. That's why anchormen get paid what they do, Dick.
2 to tie, 3 to win.
Stay behind the foul line and don't punch out.
2 to tie, 3 to win. Kept it on the alley. The win for Shawn McKinley and Janet Poch. The great finish, the clutch shot by Shawn McKinley to win the match by 3. A great finish, and they advance to the championship match next week against Bob Betancourt and Deb Regan. We come back to wrap it up to Leda Lanes in Nashua when we continue on Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. Shawn McKinley and Janet Poch eliminate Matt Dennehy and Joanne Ruzzano, 346 to 343. Janet Poch rolls the bonus ball as we're running short on time. It's a 5, and Mike Morin reaches into the bin and pulls out Janet Floody of Southbridge, Massachusetts, who picked 9. Not a match, a consolation prize from N&R Trophies in Winchendon, Massachusetts, and McKinley and Poch play for the championship next week.
Bob Betancourt and Deb Regan will be here for all the $1,000 money on the table.
And for Mike Morin and our entire WNDS TV crew, I'm Dick Lutsk. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time on Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. So long from Leda Lanes in Nashua, and let's go bowling.